Hey, it's Daily Insights on Business and Branding, and it's me, Anna, owner of the Baddest Branding Agency. And today we have our daily insights on business and branding. I say that. But this is weekly updates just because I made last video a week ago. So I'm losing the game here. Help me. So let's dive into it. The first insight that I had today is quality we see quantity versus. And it's so obvious. It's such a cliche. It's so clear that quality always wins. But it's so hard for me to convince myself that quality is more important than quantity, just because when I have to post daily on social media, I would just post anything. And sometimes I do not have not the energy. I'm always full of energy, right? Sometimes I do not have the time for reels. Like I have fully booked day, and at the end I have maybe hour or two to make a reel or something, and I would record that. But I know, I see that it's of lower quality than I wanted. I know that I could have spent 4 hours working on the reel and make it creative and make it really good, and I could have spent just 1 hour, and that's going to be not edited well, not special, that's going to be generic. So sometimes most of the cases, I would post generic stuff instead of creative, and I would choose quantity over quality. But today I had really great insight. So we are working on branding projects, and right now we have, let's call it X project. It's really awesome project. It's just why I'm calling this X, just because it's secret project, and we won't be able to share the details with you for 2.5 more months. I don't know how to, like, it's like being an actor in really top film or series and knowing all the script and not being able to spoiler it. I can't. But I so desperately want to. And sometimes when I would make stories and I would be working on this project for the whole day, I'm like, I so want to share this project in stories. I so badly want to share this and all the insight that I have, but I can't. So I should be posting some outside stuff of me talking on the call without even sound for you to know. So yeah, we are working on a really exciting project for branding, and I can tell you the niche. It's a mobile app, and we are working on the brand identity, the strategy, logic, user journey, and mobile app itself. And then we are soon going to be transferring it for the development, and it's a high quality project. But it's interesting that in our portfolio, on behance, we have maybe 8 to 9 projects, which is little, but we also have one more table, like the sheet with all our projects, and it has around 100 projects total that we made. Why we're not sharing most of them? Just because they are too short, or they are quantity projects. They might be either creative, either good with analysis, either good with logo, either good with website, but not all at once. That's me being fair with you. So we have a lot of experience and we have a lot of projects, but the problem is most of them were quantity projects just to get it done, just to get the payment, just to get the client, and it's all bad. It's not, you have a really different feeling working on a quantity project. You just want to end it up with it, and you just want to finish it. And I'm gonna open you top secret. So if you're a business owner who is interested in running Sphere and how all this behind the scenes works, I'm telling this for you specifically. Sometimes if designers are not sharing your project in their portfolio, then your project is really bad and they dislike it. And why it happens? It doesn't happen just because designer is not satisfied with his own skills. Sometimes it happens, but they would share it still. They would not share projects where they were overruled and where they did not feel like designer anymore and the one like main creative engine anymore. Plus, they wouldn't share projects where client would take the lead and make most of the decisions. Sometimes, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that a client overruling designer is bad. Sometimes clients are more experienced, sometimes designers are bad. Like it's totally dependent on the situation. But there are cases when designers are not persuasive enough, and that's, I think, the problem that sometimes we have. We call ourselves badass agency, but sometimes we have this problem. We're too kind. And yeah, you will make a project that would be mostly designed by your client, and all the decisions will be made by your client, not by you as a designer, so you wouldn't like it. But you will do this just because you gotta do the payments, you gotta pay your bills, and you want to finish this interaction or collaboration as soon as possible because you already hate it. So that's how designers do really bad projects. And we also have some of them just because we didn't have enough time, not because of the client. Sometimes we would have time just for analysis, and that design would be shitty, or vice versa. So this X project, I think everything is perfect. It's not ideal just because I say so. We have a lot of problems there. We have a lot of issues. We have a lot of delays, postponed stuff. We are going constantly back, and we are remaking some of the elements of the project. But I mean, the approach that we took, this quality that we took the time to really analyze it all, to work on the logo, to go back and do the mascot that we should have, to go back and change maybe some of the flows of the app and really make them work. So that's the project we're going to be proud about. And I believe when we'll publish it in 2 months and a half, I don't know, I'll be happy. Like, I'll be over the moon, honestly. That's all that I would want for my agency to have in portfolio. Now, that's where quality overrules quantity, and it's also about deeper feeling. I'm going too much into details, but I thought that when I would start the agency and I would run it, I would become more of a business woman rather than artist. And it happened. It depends on the period of time, but for the last 2 months I was more of an artist, and I was going deeper into these creative modes that are unhealthy. Yeah, I'm not sure how those artists back in the centuries, in medieval age, or I don't know, in Renaissance, were working on their on their art, but I believe that was something like them sitting in front of a white paper or something. I don't know how it's called. For days, they would be obsessed with it. And that's how I behaved with this X project. For some days, I would just spend full day designing and then full night designing. I would go to bed at 5 a.m. And people around me would say that I'm totally crazy because this person is not sleeping, is not eating properly, looks like shit. Honestly, that maybe if I'm opening up to you and sharing all the details about the work of designers, sometimes, and that's mostly the reason of me not recording daily videos that often lately, has been this project, just because I would focus on the project that much, and I believe in the project that much, that I wouldn't have time to record daily YouTube videos. And if I would have the time, I would look either super exhausted, or my hair would be, I don't know how to describe it, when your skin looks fucked up and hair is the same and everything is around you, but you created something beautiful. That's how you look like. So that's a creative person, that's a creative process of it, and it's not healthy. But I'm happy doing that. Maybe I'm just a crazy artist. I'm becoming one. I don't know. But it's where it's really, that it's high quality project, because you're that involved and you care that much and you believe in this project to succeed. This actually can be really popular startup, really popular app. At the start, I'm being honest, I didn't believe in this project that much, but as I got coming to the end of designing it, I believe that this project can be something huge, because it's far better than most of the projects in its niche. So yeah, when I believe in it, or our team believes in it, we would spend more time or we would be more involved in the project, spend more ideas, and would make it quicker. So it's really brilliant. It's awesome. It's we were born to create, and it's something deeper. Quality, it's something deeper than just making 100 pages a day. Working on one page and mastering it to every tiny detail, that's awesome. That's awesome feeling in the process and afterwards. The next insight that I had is using terms spending and investment in sales. We've been working with a sales specialist, and we are currently forming our commercial offers and services and packaging and portfolio, everything. We're working on that. And the only word I always avoided on sales goals is investment. Yeah, we're covering actually business insights right now. I would feel unfair or as if I'm lying when I say the word investment instead of spending. Why? Because I don't know. I would feel like I would be lying to. It's way too complicated, way too salesy, way too Wolf of the Wall Street or something. But today I thought, what is the definition of these terms? When you spend something, you're not getting anything in return. You spend money to go out, for cinema, for popcorn, for some food. You're spending money. Like, you're not getting anything in return in terms of money. But when you invest in something, you're getting money from it. Do people invest in their businesses? They do. And when do we work with branding? When we have business that is starting out or wants to change its boss. So we're actually investing in business because branding is part of business, and that would give you bigger returns on business in 2 years, and you get something from it, and it's investment. So from now on, I feel free to say word investment, and I feel it's fair to use the word investment in terms of branding. Now, I'm not saying that in our niche of designers and agencies, you cannot say word spending anymore. Because I believe there are artists, designers. Since when I started calling designers artists? Maybe since like last couple of sentences. So there are designers or agencies that are not providing enough level of quality of their services, and you would just really throw your money away while working with them. And at this point, it's spending. When you come to designer and he doesn't have his point of view, his style, his anything, when he doesn't have his head on the shoulders, he will just execute, then you are spending. Because I believe when you come to branding agency or designers, they should be the ones ruling the project, and they should know what should be done here to help you out. And they should be the creative entity here, not you generating the idea and giving all the directions and guidance for them to execute. I had yesterday, call with a designer, and I'm gonna say any more details who that was, not to discover that. So the interesting part which I disliked about talking to the designer is he said, I am just an executor here. It sounds too medieval, right? Execution. I'm just the person who does the work. And he would say to client that you are the creative, like the main person here. You are the leader. So lead us, and I will do anything that you want me to. Like, I will do anything to serve you. It sounds like this. And I'm sitting here as another designer, and I'm like, no. If you are just the hands, if you are just the one who executes the idea and you cannot think on your own and make the decisions on your own, then you are not creative entity, then you are not creating anything. You're just, you are less valuable. In business, when you have people who are not proactive, who are not implementing their own ideas, who are not doing something over, like over the standard level, they are less value to you. At the time when person gets more interested, excited, and promotes some ideas and becomes proactive, they are on the path of I don't know, getting promotion at work or becoming owner of equity in the firm. It's appreciated always. So when you work in the market, you should be a creative entity, otherwise you'd get lost and everybody would just step at you, step over you. So yes, working with people like that who are just serving, who are just executing your idea, who do not have thoughts on their own, that's spending definitely. But when you work with us, we are creative entities, so that's an investment. A few more insights. I talked to owner of another branding agency. They have experience of 8 years on the market. They are really, can I say badass for can I call out their branding agency badass? So they are like our bra. They are at our level. Even, I don't know, I respect what they do. And they have more experience than we do. For 8 years, I'm sorry. So I talked to the owner. It's called Under Design. Under Design. Here I said it. And he expressed the point on how important is that to keep the client away from design until we show him the final result. And he offered an example. If you're a chef cooking in the kitchen and you have visitors coming in your kitchen and checking how are their meals doing and saying to you how to do your work, then the dishes would be bad. So you would have problems managing cooks in the kitchen. You would have problems managing the taste and organizing the, because when you have clear structure in the agency and clear process of work, you are the chef in the kitchen. You are the one controlling the taste, the processes, the ingredients, the level of work, everything. Then it's clear and you are sure about the result that you get. But if there are people who are entering your own kitchen and they are telling you how to do your job, you're not chef anymore. You are that executor that I said, like you are just the hands. And those executors, they are always, can I say stupid? They are more stupid and they do not have their own opinion, mind, and they would get shitty results. So I appreciate this piece of advice, and maybe we'll be employing that as well in our agency, just because I think sometimes when we're working with clients, we are making too much updates and we are showing them work in progress that is never ready, and clients would get feedback to us on the work in progress, and it sometimes would mess up the design. So it's not to, not to, we do not have aim of excluding clients from the project totally and working on our own and appreciating their opinion. Of course not. We've been just talking recently with the teammates on how we would change our flow of working on brand identity. And we would start with the first week of discovery, when we will do the analysis, competitor analysis. We would figure out the strategy and all this stuff, and choose from one of the 3 concepts. And on the second week, from 1 to 3 weeks, we would do full brand identity. It depends on the scope of deliverables that we need. And we will finish up the work. And only after we finish up the work, which would meet the requirements of the set that are set in the first week, we'll show the work to the client, and then we'll only work with revisions, because sometimes most of the times projects are messed up in the process of cooking. And when we are designers of high level, premium, we know how to do our job. So we'll work until we have the result. And as we show the result, then we can talk. And second thing that he taught me is when you ask clients' opinion in the process, he spends more time on design and he wastes more of his time. He cannot imagine the final result the way designer says it. I'm reading right now from the laptop. So he might disrupt the process and not get the expected result. Yeah, when you ask your client a lot what he thinks, you waste his time. He might disrupt the process. He cannot imagine the result as you do as a designer. And you fuck up the project. So it's all the cons, no pros. And I think the last insight here is this agency under design, they work on big stone parts of the projects, not tiny separate pages. They are not cheap. And this is totally same to our approach initially, that we had an idea and then it started becoming more flexible with clients, letting them more within the project, and now we suffer from this disease. Badass agency suffers from not being badass enough. We are not badass enough. We should be more badass and more direct. So these are all the insights that I have today. And I'm gonna go and do all the packaging and all the portfolio and work on the X project that's gonna soon to the world. And I wish you good day, awesome day. And I wish you luck in your business. And if you need a consultation with branding, give us a call. Bye.